Hi, I'm Vicky and I'm here for the Apprenticeship Hub podcast, and we've got a guest on today. We've got Ellie from Portakabin and we're here to talk about how she's a mentor for apprentices. So welcome. Hello. So just before we jump into kind of the whole mentoring and the apprenticeship side of stuff, that's not the route you took when you went into Portakabin, was it? So what was kind of the route that you took into the role you're currently in?
I studied my GCSEs at school, and then we progressed on to A-levels, which I was like, oh, I'm not really liking this. So when I was looking at what to do next, initially I was against university because I was like, oh, I'm not enjoying sort of going to school, then having to come home and do work, which I thought was university basically. Yeah. So I did look into lots of different options, but in the end I did go to uni where I did a mechanical engineering degree and then got a job at Portakabin, and I've been there ever since.
How long's that then? How long have you been
there? Just over 4 years now.
Right, wonderful. And so currently in your role then, so you're a mentor to the apprentices.
Yeah.
So did you have any kind of training or any guidance? How did you get into that role and what support did you get for that?
So Portakabin, we have loads of different apprentices all over the business, but when the two in our department joined, it was the first time sort of design engineering I've ever had one. We've had some sort of transfer over if they've started somewhere else and they'd like to come into our department, but we've never started with any. And so they sort of went, do you want to be a mentor? and me and the other mentor were like, oh, yeah, why not? We've not done it before, but we'll give it a go. And they did put us through some training, which all the mentors have for all the different apprentices in our company. So it's just sort of giving us a bit of advice on what we'd be doing.
So being a mentor then, what does that involve? What is it that you actually do?
So really it's just being a friend, being there to advise if required about work, make sure they've got enough to do, and they're happy both with the sort of degree side and in work, and then being a bit of an agony aunt as well.
Yeah.
Giving advice not just for work-related things but sort of home life if they need it. So being an ear to listen to.
So just a general support for them.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I think it's really good that you've got that. I think because you've mentioned as well when we were discussing previously that mentors is something that Portakabin do kind of wider than apprentices. So it's just something that they feel that they should have in the business anyway.
Yeah, so I didn't do an apprenticeship as I said, but a few of us in the company have mentors anyway, which is really nice because I find it really helpful to have one. And mine's not in my department either. So I find it really helpful to go and sort of to someone else who you don't work with and has sort of no preconceptions about it, and they can just give you straight advice without being a bit biased on things or anything like that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
That's wonderful. So being a mentor, you're obviously providing support and the people that you're mentoring, the mentees, are getting a benefit from that. Do you feel like you're getting a benefit back the other way?
I definitely think so, yeah. I mean, it's a really good start if you want to end up being sort of a manager or anything like that. But aside from that, it's just, I think it helps you develop a bit because you're sort of looking out for someone and you're starting to consider more like, oh, have they got enough to do? Or, oh, maybe they'd be really good if we have sent them to that department, and or they're going to learn so much if we do that as well. And it's giving you like a bit more to think about and like a bit of a mum in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's developing your leadership skills effectively then in what you're doing.
Yeah, and also like listening because you, like I said, you've got to help them. So it's not like all about you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. So thinking about the fact that as an employer you recruit apprentices, what benefits do you think apprentices bring to an organisation?
I think it's really useful. You've got someone starting sort of from fresh and they're just learning on the job as well. Because if you bring in someone external, they have no sort of company knowledge, whereas you're building up this like super knowledgeable, useful person. And it just makes life so much easier. Like I said before, in our department, we've had apprentices move and some of them have come from the shop floor. So when they're sat there in design and engineering, their knowledge is so much wider than mine because they've actually been down there making it.
So you let them go around the business and kind of experience the different departments and the different things that they can do?
Yeah, I'd say generally if someone has an interest in something, they will be able to go and either sit with that department or if they really enjoy it, transfer there. but we try to give people as broad a knowledge as possible.
And does Portakabin have like an open apprenticeship program then? Is it something that you regularly do when you regularly bring on apprentices?
Yeah, so I think every year, we basically just send out a job role and you apply for it.
Yeah.
But there's loads of different ones. We have apprentices, like I say, in our department, which is design engineering. We've got project managers, shop floor, HR, there's loads.
So all from the apprenticeships, you start from kind of the lower level ones, and then like you've mentioned, you've got like degree level apprenticeships then there as well.
Yeah, it just depends what department you're in really, what they're offering. But generally I'd say if you want to get a certain qualification, they'll work with you to do that.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention or talk about in regards to the fact that you're a mentor in a business? Or
I would just say do what makes you happy and what you like. Sometimes perhaps parents, teachers, whoever can influence you, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's got to do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you like something, go for it.
Right, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming on.